It's time for Waking Up with Wesley. Today's forecast and weather-wide discussion with WLOX First Alert Weather's senior meteorologist, Wesley Williams.
Hello there, South Mississippi. Thank you for waking up with Wesley. I'm senior meteorologist Wesley Williams. So as we plan ahead for the rest of this week, there are multiple hazards I'm tracking that could impact your plans, including the potential for multiple rounds of fog. We had our first round this morning and it wasn't really there very much for many of you, but I do think the fog potential will increase tomorrow morning for Friday as well as for Saturday morning. So you got a couple of opportunities for low visibility on the roads in South Mississippi from fog, but also we have an opportunity for some wet roads from rain, and that could be tomorrow. So this is a look at the planner as we plan ahead for the weather. And notice that for your Thursday, we're starting off cool and it will be mild this afternoon with 70s. But overnight tonight, we will begin to see the potential for some fog around or after midnight, and this continues into early Friday. Grab the umbrellas, look at the planner for Friday morning. Scattered showers and thunderstorms could begin already in the morning for some of us. And the chance for scattered showers and thunderstorms tomorrow is likely to continue into the middle of the day and the afternoon. Now by Friday evening, that's when we expect to finally see a decrease. And overnight Friday night could have another round of fog as we head into Saturday. We are going to take a look at the Futurecast, which kind of shows that as well. So this is a look at the Thursday morning. You don't see much in the way of rain. There's actually going to be a nice looking day today with, this says partly cloudy, but I actually will go ahead and change it now. The partly cloudy was assuming we would have had a decent amount of fog, because then those fog clouds as they cleared would have helped us to see more clouds. But since we didn't get that much, I'm just going to go ahead and call today a mostly sunny day. So there, made that change for you on the fly. Anyway, as we head to Thursday evening, not really finding much rain there. And then as we go to tomorrow, look at this. That's fog showing up on the map. So could be off to a foggy start for Friday morning. All that gray and white color you see there is the computer model indicating development of fog. But about the scattered showers and storms, we don't really see them too much right at sunrise, according to this information. But by the time we get to lunch, we are already getting some of those showers as well as some of those thunderstorms as well. So we'll see some showers, some thunderstorms in the mix during the AM hours on Friday. We do have a chance for that. The chance is around 40% at this time, based on the latest information. Now, as we go to later on in the day on Friday, we're still seeing some of it in the area, but it is beginning to move away. So most of the showers are now going to be mainly over Alabama, mainly over Florida. So that might be some improvement for Mississippi as we see the rain chances trend down. Don't let your guard down. Like I said, could have another round of fog overnight into Saturday morning too. So that's the map showing a large area of what could potentially be dense fog when we wake up on Saturday. So you saw that there were two rounds of fog, one on Friday morning, one on Saturday morning. The thing about Saturday is that it does not look like it's going to be as much of a rain chance. You don't really see a whole lot of rain shower activity showing up on the map there at Saturday. Now that was one computer model. I think that was actually the European high resolution model. We're going to switch the computer model and take another look at Friday to see if there's a different representation. This is the, I believe, extended HRRR model. So every model has a different kind of look when you look at the showers and storms tomorrow. And that's probably one of the reasons why the rain chances haven't really increased above 40%, because you've got some models that are showing some, other models that are showing very little in regards to rain on Friday. So let's take a look at this. So there's a look at the first part of Friday, and this a little bit more high resolution model is showing that we might be able to be spared the first part of the day. Maybe your ride into work or school Friday might not have much rain and storms in South Mississippi, as most of the activity might be closer to Baton Rouge, closer to Hammond, Louisiana, and LaPlace, Louisiana. which is west of New Orleans. But then as we go later on into Friday morning, we finally begin to see it. So this is agreement. We've got two different computer models that agree that the thunderstorms are going to find their way into the Mississippi coast before lunchtime. So obviously they're coming in from the west, so places like Pearl River County, places like Hancock County, you would be the first to see those. Maybe you don't see them as early in places like George County and places like Jackson County. And then as we move a little bit more into the middle of the day, there's a look at 11, at noon, at 1. We're still seeing scattered showers and storms. And I mean, some of those look like they could be on the strong side. You can see those red colors showing up in the model presentation there, that red color indicating intense rain, but also indicating the potential for maybe some intensity to the thunderstorm. Maybe it produces some gusty winds, some frequent lightning. We're seeing a lot more of these, though, up to our north. You know, if you count them, what do we have? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or more thunderstorm cells, 6. We could keep counting, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 thunderstorm cells, maybe 12 thunderstorm cells to the north of the Mississippi coast. Whereas on the Mississippi coast, we've got maybe 1, 2, and a big old 3. Maybe that 3 counts for 2. We'll call them 4. But that's what we're seeing as we go to Friday midday. Multiple thunderstorm cells firing up. Hopefully our Mississippi coast is spared from seeing the majority of those, but I don't think we're going to be just completely free of storms and rain here. I do think we're going to see some of them in some of our 6 southernmost counties. And then we go further into Friday afternoon, and that's when we're still seeing this model trend showing a decrease for us, right? We don't see most of the rain on top of the Mississippi coast. Instead, we are starting to see it heading over mainly into Alabama, and you go later into Friday evening and that trend continues. So if you have Friday evening plans, it does still look pretty good for you that most of the rain will be off to the east. And then we go to Friday night, and again, most of the rain off to the east. So if you have Friday night plans in South Mississippi, we're doing fine, but the rain and storms are going to be off to our east, continuing to move away from the Mississippi coast. Now, the risk of severe weather tomorrow, as of the latest information, it shows a level 2 in Tennessee, a level 1 in Mississippi, and that level 1 goes all the way down right to the coast. So every town, every community in the WLOX viewing area does have a chance to see severe weather on Friday. Now, that chance is rated on a scale that goes from 1 to 5, and right now, the level appears to be a 1, so that's on the very low end of the scale, which means there's a very low probability of seeing things like gusty winds from thunderstorms, hail from thunderstorms, and a brief weak tornado from any of those thunderstorms. But the chance of seeing those things is not 0, even though it is a very low probability, and we're not expecting flooding. We're in a drought. I think the ground could take any rain that it throws at it right now. So that's your Friday outlook for tomorrow. Scattered showers and storms on and off throughout the day, beginning before noon and continuing into the afternoon. We can't rule out any strong to severe storms, and then the rain chance eventually drops as we head into the evening and night. So right before we end this first alert update here, we do want to quickly just briefly touch on that cold weather that's coming in next week. There's been no change to what's expected. We're still going to stay on the mild side on Saturday and Sunday, and then it gets much colder going to next Monday. And you know that a lot of you are used to cold nights. We've done a lot of cold nights this season. We haven't done too many cold days so far this season. Cold night is easy. You can just stay in bed under your blanket. Big deal. A cold day is trickier because you might have to be outside in it, and you might have to find a way to change your wardrobe, to find other ways to stay warm. Otherwise, you're going to be shivering, doing whatever you're doing outside on Monday. And with it already being only a high temperature in basically the 50s on Monday, that's not even the wind chill. The wind chill will probably be in the 40s, maybe in the 30s. It's daytime wind chills in the 40s. That is going to, no matter what, someone is not going to expect it to be that cold. No matter how many times I say it, you are not going to expect, and you are not going to be prepared for that. So this is the change. Our temperatures today 76 to 80, which is actually above normal for South Mississippi and all the region above normal. But when we ride that temperature roller coaster and we see the big drop from Saturday, where we'll be in the 80s, a warm Saturday, all the way down to not even 60 next Monday, that's how those temperatures go way below normal. This is not a low temperature map. This is a high temperature map. And that's the disconnect that I think will trip a lot of people up. You look at these numbers and you're like, oh, well, big deal. We've had 30s. But this is 50s in the day with wind. So that's not going to be something that's easy to manage. I'm already foreseeing how confused people will be about this. Anyway, there's that big cold front. There's the risk of freezing that gets down to the coast on Tuesday morning. And then finally, there's a look at the latest numbers, seeing lower 30s, but also starting to see those 20s. We've checked on this every day this week, and we're noticing now 20s. So it's going to be cold enough to harm people and pets. It's going to be cold enough to damage plants. Don't say you haven't been warned. We've been talking about this all week. So when we get to next week, don't be surprised about that. Well, that'll pretty much do it for this edition of Waking Up with Wesley. Hopefully you're prepared for the big chill next week and also prepared for the possible rain and storms tomorrow and the multiple rounds of fog possible Friday morning and Saturday morning. Until next time, see you later.
Thank you for watching Waking Up with Wesley with WLOX First Alert Weather Senior Meteorologist Wesley Williams.